Beautiful. So are you all aware of the different layers of the auric field around our body?
No. Yeah, mostly.
So we've got several different layers, and I mean, there is more than 7 layers, but the 7th layer is the spiritual layer. Then it comes down to the emotional layer and then the physical layer. So what happens is information comes from source, from the universe, and it's warning you or telling you, you know, make this new choice, make a change, do this, and you keep ignoring those messages. And if you keep ignoring it, then it will snowball and build up energy, and then it'll hit the emotional layer. And this is where you can wake up feeling quite emotional and having a bad hair day and just feel drained. And it's like, oh, I'm feeling like I just want to cry, or all these emotions are coming up, but you keep squashing it down and ignoring that feeling, and then the energy will continue. And this is where, a lot of people ignore those feelings or ignore those messages, and then it'll manifest somewhere in the physical body. And this is where the body is the barometer of the soul, because wherever it manifests in the body is that emotion of the energy, the metaphysical reason on what's going on for the person, and that's the energy. Does that make sense?
It does. Can someone be stuck in a level? Because I feel like I'm in the emotional, mental. Is
Yeah.
that what happens?
Yes, and this is why it's really important for you to come into alignment with your soul, with your higher self, and bring all those. Do you meditate right now, Alana?
No, that's the thing. I don't put any time aside for myself. I'm just in constant emotional overwhelm, and I'm definitely inside my head. It's terrible.
Yeah. So I'd,
Mm,
I'd recommend start meditating to quiet that chatter in your
mm,
head, so you can start listening to your heart, listening to your soul,
mhm.
and listening to those messages, because you have all the answers within you.
Yeah,
And then it's about receiving and, well, allowing yourself to receive.
yeah.
But and also you can ask for healing direct from source too.
Mm,
And that's what Reiki is. It's like, oh, I've got a sore shoulder. Okay, just put my hand there, and with my intention, I'm going to direct energy to the shoulder. And it's like I do it all the time. Not that I've got a sore, but if something hurts, it's like, oh, okay, and I'll just put a finger on myself, drain the energy, and bang, off I go again.
mhm,
The same with the toothache. It's like, oh, okay, there's energy in this tooth. Okay, I'm going to drain it. Well, that
mhm.
feels better. Now I can just get on with what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Not talking about and calling 15 friends, and it's like, oh, I've got a sore tooth, and oh no, I can't come because I've got I've called the dentist. Da, 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 da. This is where I really encourage people, take back your own power. You can heal your own body, and there's so many things happening. You are so much more than your physical body. You're
Mm,
here as a soul, and
mm,
your soul is unlimited, and it's multidimensional, and your soul's only visiting this skin bag for such a short little time on for this journey, and then it'll come back into another skin bag and another one and another one. So your whole purpose is to learn what is connecting with your soul, and what are you to learn and grow through this
mm.
process. Okay, let me continue. And so the word Kalua is an angelic word for a radical shift in consciousness, because that's exactly what it does. And it connects all 12 strands of DNA ready for activation, which I'll explain in a minute. Plus, it unblocks and realigns all the meridians in your body. So that also, as you know, with acupuncture, and we've got the meridians, which are those invisible lines going through our body, which the acupuncture and acupressure points are along. That's what the chi energy flows along. If there's any energy blocks, that's where it's like, oh, that hurts or that hurts. And you can press all these points on your body. And if it hurts, well, it's just blocked energy. And it's also, the Palawa is built on the positive. So you don't have to go through a big cathartic breakdown in order to have a breakthrough. And so you're building on you're not building on like the old frameworks. So it's no trauma. So there's always growth and change, but in a positive way. So it's like your past is your past. Don't give it any energy. It's and this is where the whole letting go and the forgiveness process comes in. It's about, well, okay, I've gone through that in my life. Now, who do I choose to be now? And step up and be that person and keep moving forward. And because carrying all the past baggage with you just brings your energy down.
Right. It's heavy. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Well,
yeah.
Now's the time to let it all go and surrender and release. So you can also do absent healing and also on pets and plants. Obviously, they don't need to be laying down for an hour. They only need like 5 minutes and they're good. And the other beautiful thing is that, especially if you're around a lot of people where they love drama, you get less involved in other people's lives. Oh, well, nowadays it's all the drama on social media and all the different platforms and all this drama, and then there's all the news and stuff and the chaos and everything. You become less involved in all that chaos out there because you're just focused on what you're here to do, and that's to connect with your soul and your soul's mission and purpose, and to keep lifting up the energy vibration on the planet. So the actual healing itself, it gets stronger over time. But the energy changes you and the new you becomes normal. So the Palawa activates you, so you generate or create this light from within, and that this is what we're all here, is to be more light. So many years ago, because I used to travel to all the regional towns all around Australia, and I was up in Townsville and I was teaching a workshop there, and this is about 2006. And there was a lady that came to the workshop, and then the next time I went, because any students who want to get another attunement the next time I'm in the town, they can come and get another attunement, because it's like so much quicker than having the healing. And so there was a lady that came again, and the guy who owned the venue, he said, wow, this lady has changed so much. And because she was happy and jovial and laughing, and we're joking around, and she was just fun. And he commented and said how much she'd changed. And I said, well, in what way? And he said, well, anytime she'd come to a workshop, she wouldn't talk to anybody. She definitely wouldn't be hugging everyone. And straight after the workshop, she would leave straight away and not talk to anyone. Well, the version I saw from the workshop I did, and then 2 months later, I mean, she was dancing around, she was hugging, she was laughing, she was like the life of the party. And I asked her, have you noticed a change since the Palawa workshop? And she went, oh yeah, she said, because it's so subtle. She said she hadn't, actually noticed, but now it was like she could see just in a couple of months how much happier and joyful she was. And she was planning holidays and traveling, whereas before she'd never even go on a weekend adventure away. Next, she was planning, going to Egypt and doing all these amazing tours. So this is how it changes expands your whole consciousness, and you just see life through a whole different lens, because your whole world just expands, and it is fun because that's what we're all here for. True?
Yeah, true.
So can I ask Linda quickly?
Yeah.
Like, what's the sort of, how do I put this in a question? Like, what's the time frame for that? Is in like what initially happens and what kind of keeps happening to create that inside of yourself? Like,
I'm not sure if I understand the question.
yeah.
So
So you have the Palawa weekend, and then what sort of starts happening in your life to get to that stage where you're like completely uplifted and
so subtle changes. Okay, we've got so before we started, both the mums on the call were, saying how tired and exhausted and overwhelmed they are because they got kids, and kids are very demanding, and sometimes it's like mums are overwhelmed and you get triggered, and it's like, I'm not allowed to kill them, but I'm frustrated right now, so it's those little subtle things that all of a sudden it's like, oh, I no longer feel triggered. I feel completely calm. I feel neutral. And the kids are not bothering me, and they're just being kids, but I'm feeling at peace within myself. Well, for your situation, Steph, with the people at work and the ones that, just near, it will just be white noise, and you won't even be listening to it or taking it in. So all that chitter chatter of low vibration talk, it's like you won't even be absorbing it into your ears, because it's like, I'm just in a Zen space.